Sure is a brisk day to be walking near the ocean in Marblehead, Jeff.
Yeah, it is. You can almost feel the icy mist coming off the crashing waves and drifting right up here to Front Street.
There's not much shore in this part of the town.
No.
A lot of buildings, multifamily homes, and things like that. And there's a restaurant coming up on our left.
Yeah, that's the Barnacle Restaurant.
I think I've heard of that.
It's kind of a local icon here in Marblehead, Massachusetts. When the seas get rough, the waves have been known to crash over the windows of the building that sits right out over the ocean, so you can eat your seafood and the ocean slams up against you.
Good times. So did we come here for lunch?
No, our destination is actually this tiny stretch of beach right next to the Barnacle Restaurant.
Wow, that's not very big.
No.
Maybe 4 car lengths wide and maybe 20 feet of rocky beach between the wall and the water, depending on the tide, I suppose.
Yeah, this is the place where they say you can still hear a ghost they call the Screeching Lady of Marblehead. Hey there, I'm Jeff Belanger.
And I'm Ray Auger. Welcome to episode 225 of the New England Legends podcast. If you give us about 10 minutes, we'll give you something strange to talk about today.
Thank you for joining us on our mission to chronicle every legend in New England, one story at a time. Did you know that so many of our story leads come from you? This one did, thanks to Rebecca Del Gadisi, who emailed us about this strange tale. We love when you connect with us either through our super secret Facebook group, our website, social media, or when you call or text our legend line anytime at 617-444-9683.
Now, before we go looking for this screeching ghost of Marblehead, we want to take just a minute to tell you about our sponsor, Nuwadi Herbals.
Nuwadi Herbals has so many great products that have become part of our daily lives and part of our weekly adventures. When we told Kimberly and Rod about the story we're chasing this week, they offered to help.
Rod, why are you putting Nuwadi products in your satchel?
I have to rush out and meet Jeff and Ray on an investigation. They're going to need some of our Howling Wolf tea for stressed sore throats and some Wild Horse tea for fluid retention.
Why fluid retention?
Oh, their investigation has something to do with swollen fingers.
Oh, good luck.
Road trip.
Road trip indeed. Thanks for joining us on this one, Rod and Kimberly. We appreciate having you aboard.
Yes, we do. There's a Nuwadi Herbals tea for any occasion or situation, including this one in Marblehead.
Let Nuwadi Herbals help support your healthy lifestyle. Check out the Nuwadi Herbals website to see all their great products, and you legendary listeners get 20% off your order when you use the promo code LEGENDS20 at checkout. Visit NuwadiHerbals.com. That's Nuwati Herbals with an S.com.
I can see there's a few stairs on that side of the wall that'll lead us down to this little stretch of Marblehead Beach next to the Barnacle Restaurant.
Well, like I said before, there's not much beach here at all. I mean, It's
No.
mostly rocks. There's a cement slab that sticks out into the water just a little bit.
During the warmer months, people come here to set kayaks and paddleboards into the water, but it's right here that they say a horrible, gruesome act took place. A tragic event that still haunts Marblehead to this day.
Whoa, what was that?
That could be the Screeching Lady. Let's head back to 1697 and head out to sea.
It's October of 1697, and we're sailing aboard a Spanish ship bound for America when suddenly pirates attack the ship.
This vessel is no match for the pirates, so the Spanish captain is forced to lower his sails and pray for mercy. But the pirates show almost no mercy at all. They slaughter the crew and passengers. They intend to take the ship and all of its cargo for themselves. It's what pirates do.
But there's an older Englishwoman they haven't killed. Look at her over there.
Huh. Oh, man. Check out the giant green emerald on her hand. Man, that's some ring.
One of the pirates is trying to pull the ring from her fingers, but it's not coming off. It's stuck.
Oh, she's wincing in pain. This is horrible.
It looks like the pirate captain is stepping in. He just ordered his crew not to harm the old woman. For now, she's a prisoner.
This whole scene is just awful. The crew are throwing the bodies of the Spanish passengers and crew overboard.
With a new vessel under their command and a new prisoner walking the decks, the pirates continue sailing west towards the shores of Massachusetts. The pirates know they need to avoid larger ports like Salem and Boston because there'll be heavily armed British ships looking out for pirates. So they head a little south of Salem and drop anchor just off the shores of the small village of Marblehead.
The pirates can see from the shore that there's no real defenses here in Marblehead, so they lower the rowboats and rowed ashore to pillage and plunder anything that may be worth pillaging and plundering.
Meanwhile, back on the pirate ship, the British woman who has been taken prisoner is pacing the deck and staring at the shores of Marblehead. There's only a few crew members still on board the ship, and they're below deck waiting for the other pirates to return. The woman sees the shore and believes this may be her only chance. She jumps into the cold ocean water and starts swimming for shore a short distance away.
Now in Marblehead, the pirates aren't finding much of anything worth pillaging. There are only a few nearby houses, and when the residents saw the pirate ship drop anchor, they ran for it and hid. These aren't wealthy people. The houses don't have much by way of riches. This stop is a bust for the pirates, and now they're angry.
Just as the pirates make their way back to the rowboats, they see the old woman soaking wet and catching her breath on the shore. Already angry at not finding any loot in Marblehead, now they have to deal with an escaped prisoner. An escaped prisoner with a very large and expensive emerald stuck on her hand. And now the pirate captain finds himself forgetting the mercy he showed the British woman when he captured her. He no longer cares about any potential ransom. He draws his cutlass from his scabbard.
Now, not too far away, some of the Marblehead locals are watching the scene unfold from the safety of their hiding place among the trees. They look on in horror as the pirate captain hits the old woman with the handle of his sword, sending her to her knees. They hear the woman cry out for help, but no one dares to move from the hiding place. From this vantage point, they can see the rage in the eyes of the pirates as one stabs the woman as she shrieks. Another pirate starts to saw away at the woman's ring finger with his knife. The whole scene is too horrible to watch. And then, sickening silence as the pirates row back out to their ship and sail off.
When the pirate ship is out of sight, the Marblehead locals slowly approach the small stretch of beach only to find out what they already know. The old woman has been brutally murdered, and her ring finger severed. They gather her body and bury her in an unmarked grave nearby.
The burial is not the end of the story. From this day on, locals often swear they hear something above the sound of the breaking waves. They hear the woman's cries for help again and again. It haunts the town, and that brings us back to today.
They say the cries of that woman still haunt this tiny stretch of shore in Marblehead.
Enough so that the story gets passed around town and even made it into a few books. Robert Ellis Cahill wrote about it in his book, New England's Ghostly Haunts, but the original source seems to be from a story in a book called Miscellanies, published by William Tudor in 1821.
Now, I read the account in Miscellanies. It's only a couple pages in the book.
Yeah.
The author relates the story he heard from a Mrs. A. She's the person who told him about the Screeching Lady of Marblehead, which is exactly the words he used back in 1821. Tudor says in his book, and I quote, "I found she did not wholly disbelieve when it comes to Mrs. A buying in to the truth of the story."
So Tudor believes that Mrs. A believes. We should point out that in the 1821 version of the story, there's no mention of an emerald stuck to the finger of the Englishwoman. Just that pirates captured a Spanish ship, they slaughtered most of the crew and passengers, they made their way to Marblehead, where they brought the Englishwoman on shore and brutally murdered her as she cried out for help.
Tudor's account goes on to say that the Marblehead men were off in their fishing boats for the day, and everyone else felt powerless to stop the murder.
Stories do change and evolve over time depending on who tells them, and this region was a hotbed for pirates back then. The story is plausible, but either way, the basics of this legend have been around Marblehead for more than 2 centuries. A woman brutally murdered by pirates somewhere close to this very spot.
In 1821 is when it was first written down, as far as we know.
Right. Some say the screams are still heard to this day because someone needed help. A matter of life and death. And people did nothing to offer assistance. Those kind of decisions, or indecisions, can haunt you forever.
And we want you to haunt us each and every week, so be sure to subscribe to our podcast because it's free Also, tell a friend or two about our show, or post a review on Apple Podcasts. It goes a long way in helping to build up our community of legend seekers.
Be sure to check out the New England Legends television series on Amazon Prime. You can even watch our creepy Christmas holiday special. Start a new tradition in your family.
We'd like to thank our sponsor, New Audi Herbals, and our theme music is by John Judd.
Hi, this is Ray Leandrock from Oxford, Connecticut. Until next time, remember, the bazaar is closer than you think.